Hey everybody, this is Basskip. Welcome to a game of The Defense. This is the lower bracket, round 1.5. It's a best of 3 series between Evil Geniuses and mTw. EG are over on the Radiant side, mTw are going to be on the Dire side. I'm Basskip, and I'm not sure what else there is to say. If you are enjoying this tournament, there's still quite a bit of it left, and I encourage you to buy your tickets to watch it in game and that sort of thing. And Balba again failing to load in, so no chat one. Just make sure that I have chat disabled. Yep, I am going through Dota TV if anybody's wondering, so I don't have a couple of the broadcaster features, and I also do not have a lot of information about what's happening. And it looks like Bulba's going to fail to load in again, so I may end up going back to my splash screen and jumping back in. No, here we go. Loaded in. So we will be getting into the draft right now. So fucking Mad, or Mad, will be drafting for... No, interesting that Mad is drafting for mTw, and Milk, as always, drafting for Evil Geniuses. So Soulbear is the first ban. And obviously Funzy loves the Soulbear, so that's nothing all too surprising. We've got a Chen ban, and bans flying back really quickly right now. Back and forth really quickly. Invoker ban, Darkseer ban. mTw really do not like playing against Darkseer. That is something that you can count on. And it'll be interesting to see what makes it through, because we've got the new additions as well this week, though I don't know if we'll see many of them. We've got Coddle, NA, and Visage. So of the three, who are probably most likely to see, if we see any of them? I guess we might. Maybe Coddle. I don't know. Coddle PL is a great lane. It works really well. I'm not sure how much either of these teams would enjoy running it, but I always enjoy seeing it played. Lots of jungling heroes going out right now. Obviously, Scylla not really a jungler, and I'm not gonna get into that whole debate. But Enchantress and Chen are both banned right now. So neither team wanting to play up against the XP advantage that the jungler can afford you. And Lycan isn't banned, so it looks like mTw are actually debating whether or not they're going to spend this last ban that they have on Lycan. And it's, as I think I've commented on it before, but this is something that we've been seeing a lot more of. Teams just let Lycan through, and then, so in mTw's case, they don't have first pick. So they actually ban TA, so Lycan makes it through, and it'll be interesting to see if EG pick it up, because if they don't, I would expect mTw to take it. So mTw sort of forced the issue here. Neither team wants the other team to have Lycan, but at the same time, he's not an amazing hero to fit into a lineup with the way that the metagame sits right now. He's good, but you need to pick around him, and if you aren't used to having to play around him as well, it can be a bit jarring for some teams, especially when the meta for the past couple of months has just been default ban Lycan. And so EG actually choose to take Leshrac as their very first pickup, so Lycan stays in the pool. And I would be incredibly interested to see Lycan make it all the way through this first pick phase. I doubt it's going to happen, but so mTw tried to force EG's hand. EG say, we'll just choose a very strong all-around support, and we'll support anything you want. Leshrac solo mid, Leshrac in a side lane, Leshrac anywhere. And so mTw take the Lycan. And Furion as well, so some really, really great heroes for them. Fantastic push. Howl plus Treants just absolutely shreds towers. And so we'll see how EG react to this. We've been seeing quite a bit of Naga lately, and there we go. So Naga and Enigma. Ridiculous team fight from EG right now, and I think as my good friend Ubri would want me to say, extreme fight right now. The Naga Siren ultimate is just perfect setup for Enigma to get a good black hole and a number of heroes, and also just for Leshrac to get into position to lay down all of his damage. And Naga is a fantastic counter pick to Lycan. If he has a BKB, then you can just sleep the rest of his team and kill him. The net is going to last at least half the duration of the BKB. It goes through magic immunity. And it's a fantastic choice. And so is Enigma. I mean, an ultimate that goes through BKB. I mean, Lycan's going to pop BKB, and he's probably going to be locked down for the majority of the fight. So it's a great pickup for EG. But it looks like mTw is actually heading towards quite a pushy lineup. And just picking up that Venomancer as their support would suggest that. But who knows? I mean, we could see Synderen running Venomancer solo mid again. I think we've seen that once in the past, and so we'll be going into the next ban phase right now. So I wouldn't. We'll see what happens. I think EG probably going to try and ban out a little bit more push. They've already taken out the Syllabear, but Lycan is filling a sort of similar role. Tide is a great ban. The counter team fight that he provides is just great. And Tinker is the ban for mTw right now. And he could, and another great hero that would have fit into EG's lineup, just laying down a double march in the duration of Song of the Siren and then just turning it off. And it's impossible to fight in March of the Machines. It really is. Goes through magic immunity, does a fuck ton of damage. It's really, really good. And so one more ban for EG. What other pushers are mTw going to want? So the Enigma's already over on EG's side. And this makes me realize that I should probably have a hero list up on my second monitor, but Let's see what happens. And EG just thinking about this a little bit as well. So Broodmother is the ban, so another fantastic pushing hero. And yeah, so EG really think that mTw are going for this push strat, but they've still got those last two pickups, and they could still turn this in a completely different direction. And I mean, their heroes are versatile enough that they can do it. They're not completely dedicated to a push, but the Keeper of the Light ban does seem to suggest that they do not want any counter push. I mean, Illuminate is just catastrophic to push against. It completely, at rank 4, it pretty much completely wipes out a creep wave all the way up until God knows when. I mean, I'm trying to think of how much creeps need to scale up, how many times before a rank 4 Illuminate can't just one-shot them. But it's absolutely crazy, and against an early push, Coddle is really, really good. And so we'll see what EG end up doing if they try to get more team fight to layer on top of this already fantastic combo that they have. Maybe something like a Queen of Pain, or they could still go for more things to try and shut down the Lycan. I mean, Bane is still in the pool. A huge duration ultimate that goes through BKB. What else? They could go for a Sand King. Siren would just be fantastic setup for him. And good counter push as well. Caustic Finale. And Rubik is actually the pickup right now. And yeah, it's great. He can try and steal Poison Nova. I mean, it's unlikely since Venomancer will probably cover it with a ward, but he's got good aura for dealing with Poison Nova. Fade Bolt is fantastic for counter push as well because it doesn't have a target cap, so it's really good for holding off Treants on towers and wolves and things like that. And I mean, EG have plenty of push themselves. I mean, I've spent the last little bit talking about mTw's possibilities in terms of pushing and where they could take this lineup, but EG's push is nothing to sneeze at. You've got Illusions from Naga, though she probably won't end up getting those too early. You've got Leshrac. Edict just absolutely shreds towers. You've got Enigma's Eidolons. You've got Fade Bolt for push. And it's looking really strong. And especially if Rubik can steal a pushing spell. If he can steal the Treants if he can steal the Venomancer wards, anything like that, they're going to be in a fantastic position to push. So mTw opt for the Brewmaster, which is probably one of their favorite heroes, I think. And yeah, so good counter push. Brewmaster is absolutely fabulous against Enigma. It's really, really difficult to get a black hole off as Enigma if there's a Brewmaster in his ulti in a team fight. Just between the stun from the Earth Panda, the Cyclone from the Storm Panda, it's so difficult to be Enigma in that situation. I'm not sure if Song of the Siren actually sleeps the Brewmaster spirits. So we'll have to see. I'm not... I'll just have to check the description on the spell once we get in. And so last picks, just to round up these teams. And so Beastmaster's the pick. So even more team fight, even more control, and even more push as well. The Beastmaster aura on top of the Eidolons and Illusions is just great. And so in terms of lanes, what are we likely to see? Well, actually, I'll wait for mTw to take their last pickup, and then we will see. I'll try and predict the lanes. It'll probably be woeful, guys, as always, but I'll do my best.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I think they're quite unlikely to pick up another melee, but well, there you go. I was gonna say unlikely to take Sand King because it's difficult to fit into their lineup, but mTw decide to prove me wrong, and so Sand King is the last pickup. So both teams have huge team fight. They've both got great push. They've both got pretty good counter push. I think EG may be a little bit stronger in terms of that between the Wild Axes, Fade Bolt, and then obviously Leshrac is just a spam powerhouse for wiping out creeps. But it depends on how EG is going to run this Naga. I mean, we've seen a little bit recently in the Asian scene with Naga run in a tri lane. She gets the farm, she gets an early mana boots, maybe goes into a Vanguard or something like that, and she's really, really there for the ultimate and a little bit of an early nuke. She's not picked up to try and farm up as a carry and things like that and get Diffu or Manta. They're really looking to finish it in the mid game. So I'll quickly run over who's playing what. So we've got Sock is going to be playing the Sand King, Mad is playing the Nature's Prophet, Funzy is going to be on the Brewmaster, Kabap is playing the Lycan, and that leaves Cinderin to play the Venomancer. Over on EG side, we've got Fear, we'll be playing the Naga Siren, we've got Universe playing the Leshrac, Demon is on the Beastmaster, Milk is going to be taking up the role as the Enigma, and that leaves Bulba to play the Rubik. So both teams just heading into their own jungle right now, Wolf just scouting out what's going on. So mTw will just know that EG are all grouped up in here, so yeah, looks like they will just back up. They know they're not going to be threatened in terms of getting their pull or any of the camps that Lycan is going to need to jungle from warded. So, and I would expect both teams to have a jungler just to try and equate out that XP. And yep, so it looks like Milk will be jungling. He's picked up 4 clarities, so will not be heading to lane. We've got Fear heading down towards that safe lane on the bot. Actually has 2 rings of protection. So not quite sure what that's for. Probably a Ring of Aquila, and then what does Ring of Protection even build into? I'm not sure. Having a bit of a mental blank at 2:30 a.m. Sorry, guys. So Bulba's towards the mid lane. Demon will be taking the hard lane solo as the Beastmaster. Mad is heading towards mid as the Furion. Sock picks up the 0-minute rune, which is haste. Actually just scouts out what he's up against. Kabap's heading into the jungle as the Lycan, and that leaves Funzy and Cinderin down on bottom lane against this tri-lane from EG. And already mTw is setting up a great ward just to keep an eye on what's going on and keep themselves safe. It's going to be a difficult lane for mTw. They've got really good slow from the Venomancer, so they should be able to get away from things. But Enigma just is really threatening from the jungle, and so we'll see how this ends up going. I think mTw will probably be looking to play it just a little bit safer early game. Try and get some farm on Kebab and see what they can do from there. Just see how mid lane's going. 4 for 1 against 4 for 3. It's obviously still way too early to see where anything is going, and each team having a jungler means that the early game is just a little bit slower until some levels start getting up there. But Funzy actually trying to disrupt this pull right now, and does do so quite well. None of the creeps are dead, so manages to pick up some XP in the process as well. Top lane, Beastmaster versus Sand King. Bit interesting. Sock already opting to pick up some ranks in Caustic Finale, just trying to get Demon harassed back out of the lane. And it's a really good choice. He doesn't need to really get the Sandstorm. He shouldn't be too worried about ganks. And actually, immediately just pops forward, try to get some damage on Demon. But they both should be fine. They've both got tons of regen. 2 sets of tangos and a salve apiece. Universe goes forward, but neither team really wants to take this. It'll take Milk to tip the balance, and he just wants to try and get some items up, maybe Soul Ring and Tranquil Boots. But Cinderin heading into the jungle, trying to see what he can spot out. Well, just try and grab some Eidolons for farm, but they just run out of duration right then. Funzy needs to be a little bit careful. Fear is actually moving into position to try and stop Cinderin. The net goes down. Milk moves forward. There's a stun as well. Malif is stunned, and Cinderin will die for the first blood. Fear gets the last hit with the Riptide. And just need to be careful. Cinderin venturing out a little bit too far, poking his head out, and net into the split earth. There's no chance he's going to miss that, and so he was in a lot of trouble. Who's doing better on top? Sock's 21 for 1 actually, so he's doing incredibly well right now. Really putting paid to Demon. A little bit of action down here. Mad is TP'd in, but does get netted. Stunned as well. He goes down. Milk trying to get out. Funzy still just right-clicking away. Malif is stunned on Funzy. He's taking a lot of damage from that Edict. Chang goes up, but does go down as well. Cinderin still just in here, but he needs to be careful. Fear doesn't have enough mana to do anything just yet. And Cinderin should be fine here if you're just trying to get a little bit more damage up. And yep, so that second ring of protection that I was wondering about was actually Tranquil Boots. So early game items for Fear right now. Though he can disassemble them later and turn it into a Vlad's as well or something like that if he wants to switch over to Arcanes. Well, I'll just check out how mid lane's going. So 16 for 9 for Bulba, Mad 11 for 3. So not having such a great time on this mid lane. And it's sort of to be expected. I mean, Mad is going to be TPing around the map, trying to help out the other lanes. Sock still just absolutely dominating on this top lane. I might just actually bring up, yeah, last hits denies. Just to keep an eye on things there. And also, Kebab is farming really well. Well, 32 last hits. It's not really indicative of anything, just because it's jungle creeps, but he's doing quite well as well. 2-kill lead right now for EG, but both teams just playing quite cautiously. A little bit of action down on bot, but yeah, nobody really wants to make a move. And so Fear's actually opting for maxing out Riptide, it looks like, so realizing that they need the damage. They've already got great lockdown between the Ensnare, Diabolic Edict, Split Earth, and the Malphus stun. And Bubba and Malk actually sieging this middle tower. Mad should be okay, but we'll see what ends up happening. And Universe just dewarding this observer ward from mTw. So they're a little bit blind right now, and they're going to need to play really carefully down on bot. They don't know when Milk is coming in. And here we go, the ensnare goes. Stun as well. Funzy in a lot of trouble, but Venomous Gale goes out. Universe just trying to back up. But Fun's taking a lot of damage from that, and just 2 tangos left in the lane right now. And Milk finds an Illurin and just heads back towards mid. But Sock is TPing in. And he's level 7 already, so... Level 7 Arcane Boots, and we're only 6.5 minutes into the game, so he's got that Epicenter up, and he's going to be really dangerous for this tri lane on bot. But as I say that, Ensnare goes out on Funzy again, along with the stun, and he does go down. EG in a little bit of trouble, but here comes the Song of the Siren, and the TP pops from Fear, but decides not to go through with it. And now Milk is moving into position. Has those Illus as well. Mad is down here. Now just backing up. So 4-for-1, the advantage right now for EG, but Kabat is still just farming away in the jungle. I mean, they're basically playing a hero down right now. He can't contribute too much to these pushes. He's not contributing anything to the ganks, but his farm is going to be so pivotal towards the mid game once this push really gets going. And Mad TPs towards top. Bulba actually in a little bit of trouble, but no, it was, sorry, Sock in a little bit of trouble. I didn't see Demon there. Mad actually getting right click down right now. Tries to juke around and gets stunned as well. So Bulba has the Burrow Strike. So well played from EG, and really unfortunate for Mad, just TPing pretty much straight into his death. There wasn't that much he could do. And Funzy gets stunned again on bot lane, and here we get lots of damage, and yep, the Edict will be enough to finish him up. And Matt is just not having any luck right now. He's TPing all the time. Demon gets stunned by Sock. Matt is here in the back, sends the ulti flying as well, but Demon just manages to get into Fog. He wants to TP, there's no stun, he will manage to make it out. Really well played by Demon. And again, Matt is just... he wants to farm up. He looks like he wants to head towards a Midas, but he's just not finding any success anywhere, and he's already got 2 deaths to his name. And EG are pushing in on this bottom tower. And they do manage to take it, so mTw definitely on the back foot right now. But still, they're just waiting for Kabat, get some items, get some farm, and then he's going to be able to contribute towards the mid lane. But mTw needs a hold. They can't afford to lose too many towers. They can't afford to lose control of Roshan. And they managed to take a tower up top, so Kabat just coming out of the jungle to grab that one. And EG just back off bottom lane. Good sight for mTw right now, so they're still tracking the movements of EG's here, and that ward must be just out of range. What does Bulba have right now? So he's got rank 4 Burrow Strike, has his phase boots, so he's doing quite well for himself. A little bit of an unfortunate uphill miss for him. And I'm interested to see what Fear is building. So he's got Ring of Aquila, Soul Ring. So he's actually going for a lot of early game items. Realizes he needs the mana to support these spells. Though they're not that expensive. His mana pool is still tiny. And picks up a Vitality booster. So likely heading towards that Vanguard next. And all of this just seems to indicate that EG really want to push this early and push it hard. They're not heading towards late game items. They're not going to try and rely on Naga as a really big carry. They're just going to keep this pressure that they've put on early game and just transition straight into mid game and try and push. And as I say that, I miss on another kill on top, which is just great. So Sock goes down to Demon and Bulba. And Mad still here on mid, trying to get his Midas. And Kabap is actually in the Roshan pit right now, but that ward likely scattered him out unless he smoked in, which he He probably did. But we've actually got Fear moving in right now. He's just going to send the Illus to scout. And Universe is in position as well. But all of mTw are here too. Malk is in position as well. Malphus stun on Sock. Goes into the cloud. Dodges those axes. Synderen just gets clipped. Bar Strike out of the stun, but here comes the Song of the Siren. Malk gets in position. 3-man black hole. And God, mTw in so much trouble. Wow, great team fight for EG. But here we go. Kabap is in here, so is Funzy. Universe taking a lot of damage. Just managed to get finished up. Kabap going down. Funzy still trying to do as much as he can with the ultimate, but he needs to get out of there. Comes out. And he'll probably go down as well. Mad is back. Funzy probably just wants to deny himself to Roshan, but will not be able to. And looks like EG will just back up. And mTw are in a bad spot right now. And it's just... I think this just goes to show again that Lycan is... Okay, I think... Personally, I think he's a really, really strong hero. He's incredibly frustrating to play against in pubs. And I'll finish that thought in just a second. Fear going towards Mad. Tries to TP out, but the bar strike from Bulba as well. And the telekinesis. Sock comes in. Epicenter to go. But doesn't manage to find anyone. Bulba slowed down, getting a little bit of damage on him. Funzy's in here as well. Stomp finishes him off. And Mad just manages to survive. So great play by mTw. Fantastic TPs. And that shift queued bar strike from Sock was really critical. But as I was saying, Lycan needs these early levels and he needs this early farm, and a team that can push even earlier, well, you know, they're going to be in trouble. Bulba manages to pick up that epicenter. Kabap is in the Rosh pit again, but EG are here. Malk moving forward. Malphus stun on Kabap. Synderen jumps into the pit. Everybody's looking for the Aegis, and Demon actually manages to pick it up. Roar as well. Fun's taking a lot of damage from the axes. Synderen stuck in the back of the pit, and Bulba pops the epicenter. Telekinesis on Synderen, he goes down as well. 3-for-0 to trade, and EG have also managed to pick up the Aegis. Malk moves forward, gets the Malphus stun on fucking Mad. Demon moves as well, but they will decide just to back up. Looks like they might just go for the push, but Mad still wants something. Just gets right-clicked back. And EG will just back up to the creep wave. mTw will be up soon, but they are in a bad spot right now. And they can't find their footing. Like, they needed Lycan to farm up, but they're already losing these towers. And he's just not able to contribute enough. But meanwhile, the Siren played as an early game hero is working out really, really well for EG. They got that fantastic setup for that 3-man black hole just by the Rosh pit just before. And EG are also just smoked up, so using Fear as bait, they know somebody's going to come for it. And Kabap looks like he's going to walk right into this. Telekinesis on him, right into the Leshrac stun. He's taking so much damage and does go down. Again, EG will just keep pushing on this top tower. It's got barely any health left. And Bulba has the treants. So, like I said, he's stealing mTw's pushing abilities and using them straight back against him. Malk trying to defend this bottom tower. Mad gets Malphus stunned. Sock is in the back as well. Malk taking quite a bit of damage, but here comes the TPs. Mad in a lot of trouble. Last little bit of damage finishes him off. Sock pops the epicenter, doesn't find anyone. Fear just walking around the side. Roar and Snare as well. And Sock should not be able to get out of this, but pops the bar strike. Bottles up. Damage. Just trying to get away, but the last right click from Demon will be enough. And Funzy in trouble in the mid lane. Black hole pops for him. Synderen walks into it. Universe doesn't have any mana to do any damage. Funzy pops off the ultimate. Malk is stunned. Synderen pops his ultimate. Malk just trying to get out, but walks right through those wards. Has the mech. Telekinesis from Bulba. He's sent up in the air. And mTw will just back up right now. But Bulba still wants something. He's got that blink. And steals Primal Split. I don't think... Yeah, no, Funzy had plenty of mana. He just didn't cover it. That's really unfortunate. Again, EG definitely had the upper hand in the game, and now they've got the upper hand in the team fights, and yeah, I'm not sure where mTw can go from here. If they can hold out then EG don't have a real carry, but there's so much farm on this Naga Siren already. 4k gold. It's a 95 last hits. Probably the most farmed hero on the map right now. And Fear could build anything he wants. I mean, he picked up the early game items that he needed to be effective, but now he can use this lead to just build whatever he pleases. He could even go for a heart right now. It doesn't need to turn that vitality booster into a Vanguard. And with that, he's going to be nigh on unkillable. He's going to be really comfortable just to wade into the middle of team fights to get off that Song of the Siren. And it's all the setup in the world. It's all his team needs to just absolutely wombo combo these fights. Malk has the mech up, so just keeping in that theme with the early push. EG just keep the pressure on, and they've realized that they're in an advantageous spot right now. Mad manages to pick up that Hand of Midas, got 1.1k gold, Sprout on Demon, but just chops his way straight out with those axes. And now mTw are actually on the back foot. Demon blinks into trees, isn't stuck, pops the roar, telekinesis on Mad as well, taking a lot of damage. And Bubble just finishes him off with that Fade Bolt. And yeah, EG just turning everything around. Demon blinking Vlads. And Melk getting a kill here on Funty in the middle lane. And Cinder in a lot of trouble. Malphus stun on him, Kabap comes in as well, pops the ultimate. Melk needs to watch out. But Fear pops the Illus. Now we'll just TP away. There's no stun to stop him. Fear just keeps running. And but Kabap doesn't have much left on that ultimate, so he will not keep chasing. And those illusions are doing a ton of damage to Syndra. And EG, really good aggressive warding. They're keeping mTw on their side of the map. And they want to know where they are at all times. And I'm not sure what mTw can do right now. If they can hold out, if they can take this to maybe 40 minutes, they can probably outfarm with the Furion and Lycan. But EG are just in such a commanding position right now. I hazard to look at the gold graph. Actually, only 5k the difference right now. mTw have picked up 3 towers in response, so the only problem is the kills right now. Funzy, Sock pops the epicenter. They're all taking a lot of damage, and here we go. Bulba has the split, and Universe taking some damage from Funzy's split right now. But 2 for 1 is the trade. Milk is sprouted. Mad just trying to get away. Bruling still doing a lot of work. Syndrome trying to get out, but Bulba comes forward. Fadebolt finishes him off. 3 for 1, still the trade right now. And Funzy will just try and TP out. Will Bulba find him in time? No. But yeah, I don't know where mTw can go right now. EG are just EG push forward, you know, show that they want to contest territory, and mTw try and hold it, and they lose the team fight, and now they're forced back even further. They've got less safe room. They've barely got control of their own ancients. They definitely do not have control of their own jungle, and so they just need to keep farming. They need to try and get some items up, because they cannot take team fights head on right now. And Fear actually opts to go for a Radiance, and it's still really early in the game as well. 19 minutes, and he's already got a full Radiance up, along with all of those items that he purchased earlier on. Now, still just pushing around top lane. No real item progression for him. He's got 1.7k gold. So I might just be heading towards a Blink Dagger. And there's not very much in mTw that can cancel the Black Hole. Burrow Strike is pretty much it. Bulba just, and speaking of Burrow Strike, Bulba manages to pick it up. Again, it looks like mTw want to try and stop this push, but I'm not sure if they can. They can't take a head-on team fight against EG right now. And Fear is still just pushing down on bot lane, so the setup will not quite be there, but I think EG still have a good shot at this. mTw are moving forward, they want it. And blink away from Demon, Burrow Strike from Sock, misses, Malphus stun on him, and now EG are turning around, Venomous Gale goes, Demon cancels off the Roar on Sock, and he's taking a lot of damage. Poison Nova goes as well. Burrow Strike from Bulba, he's taking quite a bit of damage. Mech pops from Melk, And here comes the ultimate, but Kabap is the only one stuck, but he will go down. Universe taking a lot of damage. Demon still wants Mad, but 2-0 is the trade right now. Axes fly. Mad just trying to get out. Demon very low on mana. And Funzy tries to stomp, but just the stun's stopping him. And still 4-0 the trade. And Bulba comes in, had this telekinesis, but just not quite in range. And mTw actually choose to call the GG. So that's game 1, and EG just playing fantastically. mTw tried to force their hand with a Lycan pick, got forced into picking it. Well, not forced, but they chose to pick it up themselves, and EG just played a better early game lineup. They realized that Kabap needed a little bit of time to get rolling, and they used that time to absolutely capitalize 4v5. They had the early game heroes, they played it perfectly. The Song of the Siren was just ridiculous setup, and looks like we will just be heading straight into game 2. So this has been game 1 of a best of 3 series for the defense. This is the lower bracket, and I will be back very, very soon with the next games. I'll just wait for the score screen right now. Just need everybody to disconnect out. And yeah, Ham just asking Fear to stay so that the scorecard will accurately represent who's gonna win, who won the game. Yeah, there we go. So Mad, the only one left to disconnect, and looks like he will just disconnect right now. So I'll just wait for the final score screen. No, it looks like he's just microing to try and kill Fear. But yeah, super exciting again to just see Lycan in a game, and I don't know, I can definitely sympathize with everybody who thinks he's overpowered in pubs. I hate playing against him in pubs. I think he's super easy to play and that he's really effective, and if you want to win pub games, just pick Lycan. But in competitive, he's becoming less and less of a default ban, and teams realizing that they need to try and mix things up a little bit to have a good shot at the international. And $1 million prize pool is just absolutely nothing to sneeze at. So, and we've been seeing all sorts of craziness on the road to the international. We've seen Zenith do no bans. We've seen Lycan make it through all the time. We've seen really interesting strategies, you know. And so I'm really excited, and I'm really looking forward to the international. So I've been Basskip. This has been game 1 of the defense lower bracket, EG versus mTw, and I will be right back with the next game as soon as it is up.